Hey, what's up, guys? Carl back from the video, and today I want to do my What If series. What if Sakura was a jinchuriki? Part 12. So in the last part, in part 11 there, we seen mostly Naruto and Sakura there. We're technically learning how to do the Rasengan there. Mostly Sakura kind of got it first there. She technically showed Naruto how to do it. And they technically got it down in a week's time there. And then mostly for the water balloon, the rubber ball took a little bit time there to learn it. So they technically got that down. So they mostly went over to see Tsunade or go to get Tsunade there and stuff. Definitely Tsunade was drunk off her ass there. She's like, oh, what these kids are, all that stuff there. They mostly challenged her. And mostly she knocked Naruto on the ground. Sakura went through the building there. Technically, they were saying about the necklace there. She might throw the necklace if she can get the Rasengan down. They mostly chased after, Jiraiya was trying to talk to her in the tavern. They mostly chased after Tsunade there, mostly when Tsunade was going after Orochimaru. They technically had the sign fight there. Technically Naruto used the Rasengan on Kabuto. And Sakura was like, no, Naruto, and stuff like that. And Tsunade was trying to heal Naruto up there, and he technically won the bet there and got the necklace there, giving Sakura the other part there, and then they head off back to the Leaf Village. So the Sasuke Chiba arc. I don't really see Sakura actually mostly bedwetting with Sasuke too much there, and like she did in the original series, like giving him flowers and stuff like that. I do not see that there, but yeah, they might go see Sasuke. I might say that they might go see Sasuke there. They're like, oh hey, they're like, hey Sasuke, how are you doing there and stuff like that. That's what they were saying. And then mostly Sasuke was like mostly giving Naruto the look there, and then Naruto was like, wait, why are you giving me this look there and stuff? He's like, why are you giving me this look, Sasuke, and stuff? And he's like, and then he was like mostly looking at him and stuff. And then she's like, mostly Sakura's like, oh, don't listen to him, Naruto. He's nothing but a jackass there and stuff. And then mostly like looks at Sakura. He's like, you're calling me a and he mostly picks up Sakura in her shirt. She's like, what are you doing? Smacks her across the face. And then mostly Naruto sees this. He's like, Sakura, no. And then he's like, why you did this to her? And he's like, well, I just want to shut her up there, but I want to fight you, Naruto, and stuff. He's like, you want to fight me? I will definitely give you a fight there. And then mostly, technically they go up to the roof there. Sakura was like, damn, that hurt. And he's like, why he slapped me across the face? So technically, Naruto and Sasuke fight. There, Sakura kind of does that in the original series. He's like, stop it, and stuff. She mostly runs. Technically, Akashi mostly throws him there and stuff. She's like, don't use that. She's like, don't use that jutsu, Naruto, against him. And then mostly Naruto was getting ready with his Rasengan. Sasuke was trying to hit it. Akashi comes in, he throws him against the water tower like he does in the original series, and he's like, Sasuke, what are you trying to do? He's like, why are you trying to use that jutsu against your comrade? He's like, I don't care there. He's like, I'm tired of this there and stuff like that. And then he's like, and then he mostly sees Naruto mostly blowing up the tower. He gets pissed. I think that still happens. Jiraiya was mostly talking to him. He's like, well, I mostly might talk to him, but you need to talk to Sasuke first. There. So, Sakura was mostly kind of noticing there. She's like, I can't believe that stuff there. I can't believe that they were fighting like this. And then mostly Akashi's like, don't worry, Sakura. Just let them cool off for a little bit. And then she's like, fine. But I'm going to talk to Naruto there and say this was really stupid and stuff. And then he's like, you really want to talk to him right now? You don't really want to talk to him right now. He's in that mood. Just kind of let him cool off. She's like, damn, okay, and stuff. And I think Tsunade. I think Orochimaru mostly goes after Sasuke. Yes, but I do not see. I don't see Sakura mostly interfering this time. I just do not see that happening there. Sasuke goes off to Orochimaru. He doesn't get stopped. He doesn't get stopped at all. Because technically, Naruto and Sakura are technically a thing in this version there. So I think she doesn't stop Sasuke like she does in the original series. I do not believe that. The only reason, and I think Sasuke walks off with the Sound 4. Yeah, I think technically they did have some delays there from the ninja who honestly were getting back from their trip there, or from back in their mission there. I think they kind of stopped them there, and then they got their butts kicked there. Mostly Sasuke, yeah, he goes to Orochimaru, and I think Orochimaru should have been. I think they should have sent more men. I think the league should have sent more men at them there. I think that might happen. So we don't get the Sasuke Uchiba arc like normally it plays out. They might announce it there. They mostly announced the ninja who honestly were trying to stop them there. They mostly tell Sakura and Naruto. They're like Naruto Uzumaki and Sakura Haruno. They're like, wait, what's going on? And they're like, yep, Sasuke has left the village. He abandoned the village there. They're like, wait, what? Sasuke abandoned the village there? And then they're like, he's like, yes, there. And then mostly Naruto's like, damn it! And then he punches the tree. And Sakura's like, he's like, that little. And he's like, technically, he's like, mostly we have to let you know there. So technically they can't really form a good four-man team, because technically when they do form that four-man team, it's already been too late. I think it's already been too late. They don't do that there. So Jiraiya there might take Naruto there, and he's like mostly he wants to trying to protect him with the Akatsuki and stuff like that. Out of the village. I think that mostly happens right away. I think there won't be no hospital thing there. But Naruto was actually saying, he's like, well, I'm going to try to bring my friend back there. And it's going to be really, really hard to bring my friend back. He's like, how? How are you going to do that there? How are you going to bring your friend back? He's like, I will definitely bring him back there. So, Sakura there, I think she still trains with Lady Tsunade. And mostly Tsunade and Jiraiya mostly talk. They talk like, we both have the Nine Tails in us. He's like, well, I take Naruto, you will take Sakura there. And she's like, how are you going to mostly have this burden there and stuff like that? How I'm going to actually handle her with the Nine Tails going out of control? He's like, you don't actually have to go too hard on her, but if you do actually have to train hard on Sakura there, here's the tag. So he gives her the tag there. I think that's really the thing. He's like, here's the tag. She's like, what's this tag for? And stuff. She's like, if Sakura goes out of control there, just place that on her forehead, and then it will contain the Nine Tails there. And he's like, I have an extra one for Naruto. So that's what was going on with that there. I think she was telling her that there, and he's like, yeah, okay, I can do this there. So how their training is gonna be there? How they're training there, because I usually go over the retrieval arc, but not in this version. I just don't see them actually happening with the retrieval arc. Naruto goes out with the village for 3 years. I still think that still happens. He still goes out of the village for 3 years. So, Sakura doesn't have a team at this point. So, technically Tsunade, mostly with the Karma's chakra there, and the thing. She might actually use the Nine Tails as a aid. There, the nice Nine Tails Sakura actually has. There, she might actually use them as an aid there, and mostly healing there and stuff like that. And she's like, I can't do it there, Tsunade. She's like, well, you do have the Nine Tails in you, Sakura. You need to gain that power there. And she's like, the Nine Tails does reflect from injuries there and stuff. So technically, use that, but use it as a thing there to mostly heal somebody else's injuries. She's like, how do I do that there? She's like, use that Nine Tails power and then mostly the fish. So mostly she does the fish there. She's like, come on, you damn fox, come on, and then mostly making the fish come to life there. But she's not gonna be like too wasted of a chakra there. She also might show her like brute strength and stuff. I might see that still happening. But mostly, I think when she was mostly Tsunade was mostly training Sakura there. She's like, and mostly turned into mostly her one cloak form. She's like, oh crap. She's like, where's that tag there? Dry gave me. She's like, oh, okay. He's like, Sakura, watch out. And then mostly trying to attack her, and she's like, boom, smashes the ground, and then the Sakura falls down, and she mostly placed the thing on her forehead, and she's like, I need to get her to the medical man. So technically, that's what happens there. Technically, for Naruto's training, it's possibly the same there. Naruto's training with Jiraiya is still the same, I think, from the original series. I think that still happens. I think that still happens there for it. And then mostly back to Sakura there. She is mostly, she's like, wait, what happened there, Lady Tsunade? She's like, you went a little bit too far there, Sakura. I know the Nine Tails is mostly it's inside of you, but we need to mostly control that. So I wonder, she mostly calls Nagato up. I think Nagato mostly because he has the wood release. She's like, this is Nagato. He's like, hey there and stuff. And then she's like, wait, I'm gonna train with them. He's like, well, he's gonna be an aid for part of our training there and stuff. I think that's what actually is gonna happen with it. and stuff. So yeah, and that's where the what if technically ends. Yeah. So yeah, there. I'm gonna possibly, because there was no triple arc, because it might make sense there to actually go into the second Chunin exams there. They actually showed it like the second Chunin exams before Shippuden there. I might have to go into that arc in the next part. So yeah, comment, rate, my response to these videos. We like my videos. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification on the live streams. Comment, response to these videos. Like that, add a